So, tech moves fast, but not all old devices become obsolete. This is the 2022 M1 iPad Air. It's been around for a while, but still holds up its ground. So let's talk about why it remains one of the most efficient tablets even after 3 years. So right off the bat, when Apple introduced the M1 chip in the iPad Air, they immediately gave it laptop level performance and the same power as the iPad Pro. But even today, the M1 chip is still fast enough to handle simple everyday tasks, at least for a tablet. You still get multitasking with Stage Manager and Split View. Pro-level apps like Lightroom, Photometer, and CapCut all still work really great. And if you're into gaming on a bigger screen, I believe it has you covered. I don't do much heavy gaming on the iPad, but it's pretty good. So personally, I use this for your basic everyday task. So that's either watching movies or taking notes, occasionally preparing PowerPoint presentations and making thumbnails. So it pretty much gets the job done every single time. The M1 chip is powerful, but what's all that power if you can't use the device? So you definitely need something that offers much more power and has good battery life even after years of use, and this iPad delivers all that. Up to 10 hours of screen on time if you're surfing the web or watching a movie, but on an average and depending on what you might want to use it for throughout the day, it still holds up quite well. You get fast USB-C charging, which gets you up to 50% in just 30 minutes if you get a new M1 iPad Air today. But just to test this out, I had to run a quick charge test with Apple's 96-watt laptop brick charger. Considering I've had this iPad for 3 years, it still got about 35% in 30 minutes, so still very much decent. It's also pretty much easy to understand what we have with the design of the Air, a very thin and lightweight 11-inch screen, 12 megapixel wide camera at the back, already mentioned USB Type-C, a fingerprint sensor and power button at the top. And when I say this thing is lightweight, it's really light. I have Apple's Smart Folio case and it's still light, making it easy to carry around. Just a quick one. I know Apple's M4 iPad Pro is already a pretty thing. Remember how Apple got backlashed for making this commercial where they had to crush a bunch of stuff just to show how much they could fit into this paper thin device? That iPad is really slim, but you should check out the iPad Air. And if you're getting the iPad Air, I think it's a great idea, but completely optional. To pair it up with the Apple Pencil, it just makes life a whole lot easier. You could get by with your regular touch navigation and typing, but for writing, sometimes the handwriting recognition might misinterpret strokes, or maybe my handwriting is just terrible, but over time, you get the hang of it. There's also Apple's Magic Keyboard, but personally, I don't see the need for it since I don't do much heavy typing on the iPad. The Apple Pencil pretty much gets the job done. But if you're the type that does a lot of heavy work and typing on the iPad, then you should consider the Magic Keyboard. But keep in mind, once you start to add all these accessories, it costs you more. Again, these are all optional. But if you have a couple of extra bucks to spend, the Apple Pencil is something you should consider. Now, if you've seen other videos on this particular iPad Air or any iPad Pro, you might hear them say the Pros have ProMotion. Now, it's one thing to keep in mind that the iPad Air does not have ProMotion, meaning its display is capped at 60 Hz. If you've ever used a 120 Hz screen, you should subscribe because it has taken Apple forever to put a 120 Hz screen in the iPad Air. It's that premium feature they used to make you get the Pros, in my opinion, but if you hope to save a couple bucks and ProMotion doesn't really matter to you that much, this is fine for your everyday use. However, if you've used an iPad with 120 Hz display, you almost never notice a difference. Like, only very few people do. So, should you still buy the M1 iPad Air in 2025? Well, if you own one, there is no urgent need to upgrade unless you've maxed out and used the life out of the thing, because it still runs the latest iPad OS and keeps up with exceptional everyday tasks. And for value, it still remains one of the best value iPads, unless you start thinking of storage, of course, but that's not relevant for this video. Also, you can't get this iPad from the Apple Store. You'd have to go to your local retail store to get one, so it might be cheaper. For anyone looking to buy an iPad or a tablet without spending on the latest model, you should consider the M1 iPad Air. It's still a good choice. So let me know in the comments what you think. Is the M1 iPad Air still worth it, or would you go for something newer? Either ways, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if this was helpful. I'm XP2XL and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.